What's going on, guys? It's me, Shugishu. We are back with another Musume video. I hope y'all had a good weekend. And as you guys can see, we are just in the lobby, I guess. And it's because we did get a new banner last night, and it was for, what was her name? Fenomeno or Fenomeno, if you however you guys want to say it. However you want to say it. I think it could be Fenomeno, but you can't say it's Fenomeno if you wanna make it sound like that, I guess. And I I usually say that I don't expect these, but since it's literally like 2 days before the CM, am I really surprised? Not really, because they usually do post a banner or release a banner at around this time, right before the CM League of Heroes or whatever. So it is what it is. I don't know if I said it already, but I hope y'all had a good weekend. But today's video is just gonna be simply just going over Fenomeno or Fenomeno. I don't know what I'll end up calling her, but I think I'll barely even bring up her name because I don't think I'm pulling for her. No, I don't. It's not. I don't think. I'm for sure just not pulling for her. So yeah. So we're just gonna be going over her. I believe we don't have a new um support card. So just going over um Fenomeno, and I guess I'll call her Fenomeno, whatever. Um, and then go over the comments. So that'll just be pretty much the plan for this video. So before we do jump in to the the banner overview for Fenomeno with CM. The heck am I thinking? If you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. There is a channel called Circle Request for those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request to join. It'll let me know that you want to join the circle, and then after, head over to the comment section or to the circle request channel. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, that's gonna be it for that. Okay. It's like a military Uma, just based off her unique here. But I find it funny how she even she aimed down her boot. It's kind of funny. Look at this. Okay. I mean, I'm not impressed by it. I just thought it was hilarious. I'm not impressed by it. So it's not like wow or whatever, but it's just funny. Uh but anyways, here we are. The hat's a little bit different. Maybe the uniform is a little bit different, or it most likely is, but I don't know. The first thing in my head was that it reminded me of the just a little bit maybe, of the uniform in Owari no Seraph or Seraph in the End. However you guys know it as, if you guys know that anime. But here we are, level 1, 3-star, 75 speed, 116 stamina. So with the high stamina, I would assume she's a long distance. Oh yeah, it makes sense if she's released for the DM. But 116 stamina again, 75 power, 99 guts, and 85 wise at level 5, 5-star, 92 speed, 142 stamina, 92 guts, 92 power, 120 guts, and 104 wise. Well, that's funny. It says here that she has the same birthday as Teo, which was when she was released on April 20th. She got released on her birthday. What do you know? But going over the aptitudes, turf runner, A on turf, distance, medium, long distance, primarily, obviously. But even as with the G, you can still bring it up if you want to use her, but she's obviously long distance specialized. At least that's what I'm assuming. Based on the timing and her high stamina. For her position, seems like she is a leader, and you can use her as a runner if you want. And then for her growth rate, 20% in guts and 10% on stamina. For her unique skill, it is target acquired, serving justice. If you're in the middle of the pack on any straight during the second half of the race, your speed will increase. The effect is longer in long races. Okay, so she is long distance special. The effect is stronger in long races, middle of the pack, any straight during the second half of the race. So any straight from the halfway point forward. For her innate skills, we have deep breaths, long distance at a random point during the middle leg. Your stamina will slightly recover. Honing in for leader long distance. If you're in the first half of the pack around the start of the final leg, your acceleration will slightly increase. And true worth for leader long distance. If you were within 10 meters from the lead around the end of the middle leg, then in the final leg, your acceleration will slightly increase. Now going over the awakening skills, we have Spring Girl. For level 2, your speed stat is increased by 40 in the spring. Level 3, we have cooldown for long distance. At a random point during the middle leg, your stamina will recover. Level 4, right turns, your speed stat is increased by 40 on clockwise tracks. And then she does have monster for leader long distance. If you're within 10 meters from the lead around the end of the middle leg, then in the final leg, your acceleration will increase. So she already has monster built in. Might not need to use the Narita Brian speed card, if anything. Or you can and just make it cheaper if you get it right. And then now going over the evolve skills from cooldown over here into Anpan and Milk. Anpan and Milk. For long distance at a random point during the middle leg, your stamina will greatly recover. In races of 3,200 meters or more, your speed will also slightly increase. What do you know? Perfect for the CM. And for the conditions, get at least 4 skills for long distance aptitude. And then now, going over the evolve skill for monster. There looks like there's 2, but I only have 1 here. The other one seems like it's for the scenario, right? Or is it the other? I don't know, but I don't think I'll be going over the bottom one. Let me take a look. Upgrade exam S. I don't know what this one is, to be quite honest. Oh, actually, no. This was actually for the Run Mecha Musume. And it is a Monster Machine. Might as well go over it. For leader long distance, if you were within 10 meters from the lead around the end of the middle leg, then in the final leg, your acceleration will increase. After that, on the last straight, your speed will slightly increase. For the conditions, it is... I don't know the conditions, actually. Oh, I think this is 2 long distance. I think it's 2 long distance skills and then an S and upgrade exam. I think. That's just me guessing, though. That's just me guessing with what I can. But we'll go over the other one. The other evolved skill, which is the Fierce Beast Howls at the Sun. And, oh, there's a lot going on here. For leader long distance, in races of 3,200 meters or more, your acceleration will increase during the final leg. Then during the last straight, your speed will slightly increase. Kind of like her unique. Kind of like her unique, huh? This is an acceleration. That's really good. For the conditions, condition 1, get at least 2 skills for leader aptitude or get at least 3 speed type skills. And in condition 2, have at least 600 stamina or 600 guts. That's easy because if she's just long distance build, you're gonna get over 600 for both anyway. At least you should. At least you should. And that is pretty much it on Fenomeno. Honestly, she's long distance specialized, but they probably only do like two at most, like two long distance events a year, maybe three at most. So I don't know. I'm just not gonna pull for her. That's fine. I have too many Umas who I can use at long distance anyway, and it's fine. So that plus, I'll be real. Design's not on. I have nothing against the design. Just it doesn't wow me or whatever. So we're just gonna chill on that. So it looks like we have, I guess you could say, another bait banner here. Still in Love's here. Smart Falcon for a speedrunner card. I believe this is Hishe Amazon Guts card. Guts? I think it's Guts. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Is it? Yeah, it is Guts. I have it. Taishin Wise cards back. Daiwa Scarlet Wise cards back. It's whatever. It is whatever. And then I think this was always like this. So I don't think we have any other changes. So yeah, that's going to be pretty much for the main part of the video. For now, going on, I'm just going to go over the comments. So if you guys do want to stick around as I go over the comments, feel free to do so. If not, I want to thank you guys right now for staying for the video for the banner overview. But for now, I will be going over the comments. So if you guys do want me to go over your comments in future videos, just leave your comment down in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to go over it in the next video. So without further ado, we can start going over the comments, and the first batch of comments we'll be going over is going to be from Tanoki. And the first one says, on open and close quotes, "I think Wise will be okay." Famous last words. Yeah, that tail run was not the best, but I did use the Wise card, the McQueen one, for Cap, and I think just Cap. I don't think I tried any other leaders, and it went perfectly fine. So I think it was just a run. I think it was just a run. Well, at least what we agree is that Uma banners are very clear which are bait banners. Oh yeah, definitely. With some exceptions, it's just inefficient to pull on bait banners, but there has been cases where I decided to speed poke when I was new. 8 Uma getting Summer Goshi and Holododo. 8 Umas for getting Kopano Riki, and most of these are just to start off my support, my Umas, or my Dirt Umas. Since then, bait banners has been easy skips. I think in the beginning it's understandable, because you just really need to try and get some Umas and some kind of supports, right? But anytime when you feel like you're alright, I think it'll be easier to skip the bait banners. But in the beginning, I think it's fine when you're starting off, because obviously you need to start off somewhere, right? Well, I guess depending on where you decide to start, the anniversary probably will be the nice start, or if you're thinking a few months before, which I believe is what you did, Tanoki, which is also not bad as well. Gets you familiar with the game, gets you build up some more hair jewels for the game, and yeah, in the beginning it's fine, but if you're just free to play, then later on you would want to just hold off on that. But experimented with a 1-speed 2-int formation for the CM. I think it was a failure. 1-speed formations are just tough to balance, in addition to the instability of the scenario. I think 1-speed would work only if you know you're able to increase speed from other means. So inheritance, guts, and Wise. But I don't think I've even seen Wise give me too much, like like a really good amount, like speed would for like power. So I don't know. I don't know if you'll be able to. You probably need like the best RNG for like stamps and all that. So I don't know. Eugen responded saying, "Try turbo." Then Tanoki says, "Ew, nigga wall cringe," and Eugen says, "You are cause you can't." And Tanoki says, "Not in the way you or the JP Whales can, but I can turn up to a CM or League of Heroes with 3 runners. In fact, would make my life easier since I wouldn't need to make parents for multiple strats." Then Eugen says, "I don't get your point saying cringe all of a sudden. Or just taunting me off. Not sure if you are just like aggravating people or flexing into us because you gave no crap. Or that you just showed off because you're still free to play since the time I start spending because I'm able to now. Some just to improve my parent training, which I like to do. Anyways, do all you can, and regarding why I say you can't, not misled it somewhere to the something to the matter of spending. What I'm saying is you can't even bother to explore about it since you mentioned way before your experience when doing so, especially the Great Escape. Oh, like, I've been doing this kind of experimentation at 1 speed, which gave me a hard time most of the time, especially during free to play, and called me Nige wall cringe. Oh, come on. I don't know what's going on here. I'm just gonna let it go. I'm just gonna let it go. And then Tanoki says, "I always think I'm responding to trolling with clear trolling when it comes to you. Cringe is only ever used ironically these days." See, this is the problem with, like I've mentioned before, it is the problem with text or just reading messages in general. It's hard to tell whether the person is how the person meant to say it, whether it's sarcastically trolling actually means it or anything like that. That's the downfall in reading comments or anything like of the sorts. But in all seriousness, I do explore a lot. There's a lot of theory crafting, though mostly over Discord calls with my circle. I've attempted 2 Great Escapes in the last 5 CMs and even ran one for December. But there just isn't a runner or Great Escape within me for 3200 meters CM. There's a lot of newer accounts kinda do it. It's not mild inconveniences, it's impossible. I mean, I just made all of my chasers for the CM without Intition and my build. That's inconvenient. Was that your copium build? Without Tyshin? Was it that one? I'm not too sure. But I know exactly how to make good runners, but there's no amount of copium that will get me a runner for 3200 meters CM. I've explored it. Isn't there like a few runners that should be good for this? Like Anime Collab Kita or Halloween Top Gun, Mayano Top Gun. Christmas Measurable Palmer should still be good for this, or just Measurable Palmer in general. Ballroom, Saiyan Sky, I think should still be alright for this, or pretty good for it. And those are the only ones that I can think of off the top of my head. If we're talking about runners for 3200 meters, at least for this CM, that's what I would at least think people would be using if it's a runner. At least that's what I think. But moving on, let's see, is there any more? That was a long response. Up right here, last one from Tanoki. Fenomeno banner today, a CM specialized Uma released 2 days before the CMs. Not surprised. I swear if they decide to do this for Espoir before the next event, I'm gonna be annoyed. Well, isn't Espoir dirt? Is the next League of Heroes dirt? I'm pretty sure Espoir City's dirt, just based off the... Was that the power card she had? Seemed like it was for dirt. Let me see what the League of Heroes is. Should be the League of Heroes, right? Should be able to find it not too far from The top right? Right? It's right here, yeah. 2,000 meters. Is it dirt or is it turf? That's the real question, though. Oh, I guess you mentioning Espoir City makes sense now because it is dirt. Oh, it's dirt. Gotta do a dirt preparation starting this week. Who would I use? Who would I use for dirt? I mean, I do have some ideas, but let's see who what I would use real quick. Oh, I could use Inari 1. Could use Inari 1. I would just have to level. She's perfectly fine. I could use Inari 1. Then there's also Smart Falcon. I do have 3. Either this or I can run. Obviously Cap. Marzensky is an option as well. Not McQueen. I think Amazon also I could bring if I wanted to. And it's medium distance. I could bring back. Could try Cap again. We could, yeah, there's a few options I can try. There's a few options, but that said, this and the support bait banner will be a skip. Yes, it will. I have Espar, Chronogenesis, and possibly current Bouquet Door. Pending at the moment, not the spot to be random pulling. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh no. Espar City has a chance to get Espar City, right? But she has a chance to get released anytime before the next event. At least that's what it seems like. So you should be on the lookout for that. You should be on the lookout for that. But other than that, thank you for all the comments, Tanoki and Nugent, for replying. Appreciate it as always. Next comment is gonna be from Eugen? Yes, from Eugen. And the first one says, regarding me stepping up from free-to-play to Goldfish, it's just my love for the game that I made a donation and keep it just like that. Whether someone's saying me whale, I'm just supporting the game and I'm spending efficiently. I mean, as long as it doesn't, I mean, you're not even spending that much, so I can't really, can't really say anything about it. So yeah. But I resort to that because I want to stay in the game given the luck opportunity when it comes to pulls, but not to the point of desperation. Unlike somebody who's still free to play since that guy flex and how poor souls we are when pulling. Don't know if you can stay longer for the sake of love if you suck on the gacha unless you don't give an F on it and just want to see people misfortunes. I'm pretty sure anyone can stay free to play in the game as long as they just like the game for what it is. Obviously, free to play is not going to have the easiest time. But in general, I mean, as long as you know how to manage your account, you should be perfectly fine for time you're playing it. That's why even with me for basically the first 2.5 years of UMA, where I was just pulling in every banner that I felt like pulling for the most part, because after that 2.5 I started saving here and there, so it didn't really affect my account for this part, for like the recent part of the game at the moment, obviously because I just built up my account since day one. But if I was to start a new one for JP, I'd probably do pretty much what Tanoki did, because obviously I want to have a somewhat of a start in my new account, right? So I'll probably do a pull in the 8 UMA and the support banner just to get something, and then after just stop from there. and I'll just hold off. So, but in general, I think for free to play, you can stay in the game as long as you know how to manage your account as the game goes on. And you just continue to love the series. Without any of that, I don't think anyone can play the game unless they just have an endless bank account where they can swipe with. Without that, see it. Don't see it. But you are lenient with Uma because you are a Hoyo Lucky Mustard, and that's what I can see. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm lenient with Uma because I've always just been lenient with Uma. Pretty much just how lenient I was with Dokkan. Both games are pretty much in a standstill, both Dokkan and Uma, because I'm just saving in both. But other than that, Uma is pretty much as Uma at this point. Or I think I think saving will be better. But obviously I still need to possibly make some smaller improvements on my support cards. But on that I should be fine. But continuing on, the bottom line is whether lucky or not, as long as I got need supports for Twin Tail Turbo, that's all that matters, given I got the meta or not. Hey, for all I care about, you're just a Twin Turbo main and you just add whoever with her. That's all it really much is. But moving on, I would like to try the train along Teo Uma, but I realized today that it's already crunch time and I forgot to prepare a decent unique parent for backliners. As you would only notice that I got in the frontliners that you recently borrow rent for parents. That is true. I mean, I'm not surprised that you only that you only have runners or frontliners. Because normally that is what you run unless you're running a betweener in like Econodictus or Nature, I guess. But most of the time you're running Twin Turbo, so not surprised. But just remembered you mentioned me flexing on the previous video. Did I? What did you say in the previous video? I don't know. In the last video? In the last video? Oh, probably about your UB. Probably about your UB, I don't know. That's at least what I'm thinking. But let's see what you said here. Well, I'm not flexing or not intended to, but if I am or I do, it would be to fellow circle mates because it's just fine. Well, I don't care. I don't care, you can flex. But not somewhere else group because it was like, you know. So I will, since we're in the topic, I will flex against Nova that I got my second UB character. Dang, a second one. The Nova, because it's much more sense since he flexes so much his Lucky Mustard luck, making me as a charm or something during his actual pull. Oh no. I'm gonna assume something happened. But me doing same setup as you do, it's been a while. I could try it again for a later time since I'm getting a bit of time. After a couple months, you're starting to find that time, huh? And then lastly from Eugen. We got a good amount of long comments here. On Zenless, I told myself that I will make some time to farm or something to get extra or by grinding. I'm not sure if the current events are too long to do the task or just pile up. No, they weren't too hard. I believe they're still around since it's still Monday. Because I think it would end tonight, unless it ended last night. I didn't check because I already did it. But no, the events weren't that bad. Unless you didn't do the story, then that's a different story then. I only do the daily missions, and when I try to do more than I'm assuming an hour, because you put house, but I'm assuming you got auto-corrected to house instead of an hour, but somehow it gets me bored to grind or do something else. I guess it depends, because for me, I could easily spend an hour in a game when weeklies get reset it. For example, last night, pretty much just a couple hours ago, when from the time I'm recording, I just do daily missions, then I do the weekly boss, then I jump into the weekly Lost Void attempt, and that would easily be close to an hour. And if I wanted to, I could check up on builds or whatever if I needed to. For the most part, I could spend some time just going over the disk drives and all that just to see if I can get better ones. But since Vivian is releasing this week, probably be able to use. I'll probably just. I do have her set ready. I do have her disk drives ready and all that, so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, there's a lot of things to do. Like this week, when Shield Defense updates, I'm gonna do it during my daily, after my dailies, and that shouldn't take. That should bring me to about an hour. I should be fine. I don't really see myself playing Zenless or any other games like Hoyo, like Starville and all that, unless it's in a story, like main story, event story, pretty much anything story related or events that actually do take long. But yeah, for the most part, Zenless just take about an hour if I'm doing the weeklies and dailies, or week dailies with either Shield Defense because they update on a different day, Shield Defense, or the other one. I don't remember what it's called. But the bad thing is, if you fall behind, then you find yourself having to grind more things. So it depends. Like I said earlier, if you know how to, if you can manage your account, then you'll be perfectly fine. This goes for any gacha game. But maybe because I'm not fond with the narrative text is slow, that I didn't bother much reading. You can speed it up by clicking, you know that, right? You know that, right? Or it's just I only have one good team for Shield Defense, which is the Miyabi Yanagi Astra combo. You said you pulled for Anbi, right? No, you should technically have two if you have Anbi. You could literally run Anbi if you build Pokra. Assuming maybe you got Pokra while you were pulling for Anbi, or you did the event where you got the free Pokra. And then you could probably run Lucy for, if you want, Lucy for support, attack support. And then you'll be able to use the Sons of Caledon Bangbu if you want. If you want. There's different routes you could take with Anbi though. Not necessarily just that. You can go Qingyi and Astra if you pull. Oh, you did pull for Astra if I'm not mistaken. But you can go Qingyi and Astra, but you have Astra with Miyabi, but technically Miyabi doesn't need Astra. And you can give Miyabi someone else instead of Astra. Whether it be Lucy just for the the attack buff, or Sokaku for that decrease in ice res for the enemies. I'm trying to see what other support, because there's not that many supports. That's for Miyabi. I don't know who else will you be able to use, because you don't have Caesar. Oh yeah, the reason why I say you don't have to use Astra for me for Miyabi is because you could put Astra for Anbi instead and put her with Astra, Anbi, Astra, and either Chingy or Pulchra, and then run either Plug Boo or Electro Boo, whichever you have. Plug Boo's the better one, or Night Boo if you did that event. I'm not too sure for more energy. That is a lot you can do. You can either run Anbi with Anbi, both Anbis, if you want. If you want, but you have Chingy, so you don't have to do that. I think you just need to explore the game more. You have many options. I'm pretty sure you have many options to make a pretty good team with Anbi. Because Miyabi doesn't, like I said, doesn't necessarily need Astra, although she gets stupid strong with Astra, obviously. But Miyabi without her was already stupid strong. You could run Lucy, Nicole, Trigger. I don't think you pulled for Trigger. I didn't pull for Trigger. For Sokaku, like I said, for Miyabi, yeah, there's many options. It all depends on you if you wanna do it. But judging by how it sounds like you won't. Well, it matters with W engine, right? I can't feel much to power since I don't have the unique W engine for specific characters, so I'm struggling. Yes and no. Obviously, it'd be best if you do have the signature W engine, but also it all comes down to your build as well. It all comes down to how your stats are. If you have it pretty good, or you just have it as just usable, obviously, or depends on how your gameplay is. There's a lot of factors here that can make it work. That can make it work. And I don't know how much you've put into other characters. So yeah, I don't know who you can use. But we'll try to give it a thought though. But yeah, just like what I have said before, I'm going to the easy path, fast attack, smash button, dead brain attacking since it's not my forte. Well, if it's a port class in MMORPG, I can do that better. But as attacker, I suck on it, especially combos. Well then, I I I guess that kind of explains it. Since you said it's not your forte, it's probably just your gameplay that's holding you back if everything else is fine. Because my Juju Win doesn't have her unique W engine, and she did well for me in the other, what was it called? The other event that's not the Shiyu defense, but Deadly Assault, that's what it's called. For Deadly Assault, I was using Zhuyuin, Qingyi, and granted, I did use Astra in that team because I felt like my Zhuyuin would need it. But she did fine. She did perfectly fine for me. And got me the 3 stars I needed for one of the bosses. And then I used Miyabi with Yanagi and Lucy, while my Anbi had Pulchra and Caesar. So yeah, it's just a lot of. It just depends on if you built your account to be able to handle, as in your character's stats are like at least minimum good enough to handle the event, along with being the gameplay, I guess. But Sedge is not your forte, so I think that might be holding you back just a little bit. It's kind of like with me and my brother. I tell my brother now he needs to do his dodge. He tells me he can't. And I'm just like, and I've watched him play. He doesn't dodge well. So yeah. But he can still do stuff. He can still do stuff. He doesn't have Caesar also, which I think I've mentioned. So he's like, that's why I mentioned that you don't have to have, you could use Chingy with Anbi along with Astra, because that's what my brother's doing. So he's not using Astra on Miyabi. But other than that, thank you for all the comments, Fusion. Appreciate it as always. Next comment is gonna be from Sean Hoseki. And it says, "Oh, I don't think I've seen you comment before, so welcome to the comment section, Sean." But it says, "Hey Shigashu, I just sent an application to join your guild. Please accept it." I believe we did. Trainer name Hoseki, trainer ID. I did not know it was 12 digits, but I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah, is this you? Is this you? I'm gonna assume this is you. Yeah, I'm gonna assume this is you, just by name. So yeah, I think we did. I think we did. But other than that, thank you, Sean, for joining the circle and also the comment. Hopefully, maybe we'll see you in future comments. Next comment is gonna be from the No Reason banner. A couple banners, or a few banners, a couple banners ago. And it says, and it's gonna be from Hattori Horus. Pulled on her banner, not get her. Rolled like the second or third 10 pull on the other banner. The banner that uses free gems on, and got her. Wait. But I don't know. When did No Reason come out? I'm assuming Grand Allegria is probably the other banner you're talking about then. I think. If not Orfev, one of those from the anniversary. Because that's No Reason came out to Uma's or after Grand Allegria, so that was one Uma after Orfev. Or I guess technically two. No, one. Yes, congrats. You got No Reason on the banner prior? It's kind of... Did they update the banner like that? I think that the banner prior is... I don't know if that's what you mean, though. Hold on her banner. I'm assuming No Reason. Not get her, so you didn't get her. Roll like second or three pulls on the other banner, so two other 10 pulls on the other banner. The banner that uses free gems on, and you got her. So I'm assuming by her, you still mean No Reason. I guess all I can say is congrats. Well, thank you for the comment, Hattori. I think I'm just gonna call you that. Appreciate it. Next comment is gonna be from the Cap video, the recent one, right? Yeah. From Cool Cat Curtis. I think I got Cap to UC9. Hey, add me up. I used to make Uma Musume videos for this channel called Gaming Mobilize about 3 years ago. Got back into it recently. My friend code is 247433746 if anyone wants to add me. Damn, that means you made content for it. Basically, its first year. Well, what do you think of it now? Since the gap is pretty big. What do you think of the game before and the game now? Curtis. I guess I'll call you Curtis. If you're cool with that. And I guess welcome back to the game. Welcome back to the game, man. If anyone wants to add them, friend code's in the comment, and it's 247-433-746. Just to let everyone know again. But thank you, Curtis, for the comment. And lastly, last comment is gonna be from Nova. And it says, well, this won't be a long comment because I'm still fighting my jet lag. I don't know when you came back, but it must be still pretty recent if you still have jet lag. The older you get, the harder to keep this thing under control. I don't remember ever having jet lag, so it's been a while since I just sat down and played Uma. The extroverted activities in Taiwan just prevented me from touching even a fifth of my gachas. Even a fifth? That's crazy. Yeah, if we're talking like 15, that's like what, 3? Yeah, right? 3? If my math is correct. I hate math, but it's just the reality of being the gacha guy and not prioritizing gachas over real life stuff. There's definitely a difference between the two. Because you could literally be the gacha guy, but gacha is literally the priority over everything. Or you could be the gacha guy, but you still prioritize IRL stuff. I caught up with Zenlist, and yeah, the new Umbrella Girl is cute and a must pull. I am pulling. That's gonna happen. And I neglected Wuwa and Uma, but I did those pulls for Cantarella, or whatever the girl's name. I just corrected you because it's you, and I know you'd probably butcher someone's name. It took some Benjamins, but it is what it is. What's dumb is that I needed to use a VPN in Taiwan to swipe. As for Uma, some Benjamins? How much did you spend for Cantarella? I'm not surprised that you had to use a VPN, but as for Uma, well, Yujin saw it. I did pull for attack wise and got her to 3 LB. And just waiting for a chance to Rainbow Shard her to MOB, and my Vivlos will be stronger. Well, why am I not surprised that you that you actually went and pulled for it? Well, actually, I'm not surprised because you have a ton of carrot jewels. It was 4 betweeners, and I think I did say in that video, the banner overview video, that you would probably pull for it for Vivlos. So I think maybe, but I'm not surprised. But other than that, thank you, Nova, for the comment. But also thank you, Tanoki, Cool Cat Curtis, Hatori Horace, Eugen, Sean Hoseki, and Tanoki for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. And with that being said, let me refresh one time. With that being said, that is gonna be the end of this video. If you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know that you sent. What am I saying? Let me know what you guys did over the weekend, how it went, and all that. Let me know if you guys are fully prep for the upcoming CM, and also if you guys are pulling for Fenomeno. I feel like obviously most of us will not be. Obvious reasons. Other reasons is, I don't know, I feel like the design doesn't really wows people, at least in my opinion. That's why I'm expecting, I would expect people who care about long distance, who cares about the CM, upcoming CM and all that, will probably will, but other than that, But if there's anything else y'all want to talk about or ask me, just leave it down in the comment section down below. If you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is also in the description. There is a channel called Circle Request for those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join. It'll let me know that you want to join the circle. And then after, head over to the comment section or the Circle Request channel in the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But With that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you once again, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
君はどうせ君だよ。